So this journey started for me about 4 years ago. At the time, I was working for one of the largest media companies here in Australia. I was a regional sales director, and through no fault of my own, I was let go due to restructures based on changes in the industry. There wasn't as much demand for printed directories, and it was an interesting time. Because to that point, all I ever knew how to do was how to be an employee, and a good employee. I was a loyal employee, and I was used to having a salary coming in every 2 weeks, bills being paid on time. So a new car every 2 years, right? Things seemed to be pretty cruisy at the time. And for the first time in 25 years, I found myself not knowing what I was going to do. And, the whole stress of going to find a new job, especially in your mid 40s, it's a little bit of a daunting, thought. But with that, there was a little bit of excitement, I have to say, because there was a sense of maybe this was universe pushing me to do what my heart really wanted to do, which was to spend time doing things for myself, building my own business. I love coaching and helping people, so I thought maybe this was the opportunity. And also I wanted to maybe develop something online. I know for many, many years I've been dabbling with different courses that I'd bought back even in the 90s, with the very first internet course. And at the time it was just daunting and I really didn't get it. And so I dabbled but didn't really get very far. And so here I was, no job, trying to figure out what to do. My wife had a little part-time job that she had. Kids were going to private education. And before I knew it, I was trying to figure out, what sort of business can I build. And it wasn't before too long. I was sitting on my dining table and I had 7 notebooks, a book for each of the things I was trying to develop. And I was probably more studying than really, trying to launch a business. But I was learning everything from SEO to Facebook advertising to app development to building business on Amazon through white product labels. Coaching, online marketing, list building, all these sorts of things that I thought were pretty important, right? And it was a bit overwhelming, but there was still that sense of excitement because I thought, this is what I want to do. I want to learn. And it was interesting because I was watching my wife go to work every day to a part-time job, and as the money that I've been paid out started to run out, because of course, the more I studied, the more courses I had to buy. It's like one thing needed something else, and credit cards just kept on climbing. We're paying private education for the kids. The mortgage was still, had to be paid. And it was interesting looking at my wife's face, because as she was going to work, there was a growing sense of anxiety, a growing sense of fear. But nothing prepared me for the day where that look in her face went from a look of fear to a look of resentment. It was like, you failed us. Here you are. You don't get a job. You're growing this internet business you're trying to do, but there's no money coming in. We run out of money, and I'm trying to, survive with this little part-time job that we had. And on reflection, we've been married 21 years at the time, or thereabouts. This is about 4 years ago. And I remember, as a man, as a Christian man, when you get married, you want to provide for your family. I think it's an important thing. And I think to this point, I've done a pretty good job. We're living a very comfortable life, with our income. But there was a sense like I let her down. The look on her face was the look of, you failed us. And I just felt gutted, that I felt like I was failing. I wouldn't say I had failed, but I was failing because I wasn't providing. But deep inside of me, there was a fire burning. There was this yearning that I wanted to succeed, and not just in terms of making money, but really I wanted to prove to myself that I can do this, and I wanted to prove to her, and I wanted her to be proud, and I wanted my children to be proud. And I wanted to really make a difference in people's lives. So I kept on going. I kept on just pushing forward. I know her stress. She was calling creditors at the time, trying to keep the banks off our backs and trying to keep the services connected, the internet available, so I could continue to, to develop what I was trying to develop online. And I got to the point that with everything I was learning, everything needed marketing. It's like you need a capture page, you need to build a list. And I'd pretty much run out of money. And so I started to look at what have I got access to that doesn't require me to spend any more money, to start building a capture page so that I can do some of the things that I need to do for this Amazon. Because by that stage, I'd gotten a product developed in China. I'd registered, I had it, I created a brand, got it into Amazon, and I was making a little bit of money selling the other one here and there, but it's a whole strategy. It needed a lot more work and a lot more marketing, right? And I didn't have a lot of funds. And I remember having something that I bought a few years back, actually, that I hadn't done much with, that I could build capture pages with. So I went back looking for it, and it was through a group called the Lead Marketing Pro. And when I went back into the back office to look at what I had available, I noticed it was coaching, and I was excited because I thought, well, this is probably a good time for me to get some coaching, right? And so I took advantage of that, and I registered for my coaching course. And through the conversation with the coaches there, we identified that because of my background in coaching, I'd done some work with Bob Proctor over the years, learned, qualified. I did once, as soon as I finished with this company I was with, I went to Canada to meet with Bob and just to see whether that was something I could do. So, that's where some of the money went as well. But here I was with this guy, and he said, well, hey, there's an opportunity for maybe for you to coach our community, because they were coaching network marketers who were coming in frustrated trying to grow their businesses. And I have to tell you, it was probably the best gift I could have been given at that time, other than being let go from my job, as funny as that may sound. But in talking to these people around the world that I was coaching, and I think, on last count, I'd spoken to people from over 50 different countries, 40 different network marketing companies. And what I started to notice was that there were patterns, in terms of what they wanted. Most people, it doesn't matter what country they were at, they wanted similar things. They wanted freedom. They wanted to be home. They wanted to see the kids grow up. They didn't want to send them to, childcares or, being looked after. They wanted private education. They wanted to retire their husbands. They wanted to travel. They wanted to pay off debt. And the list goes on. And in terms of the frustrations, it was the same thing, right? It was like, we don't want to make a list of 100 names. We've run out of people to talk to. I don't know how to build a brand online. People don't follow me. Even the people that had some success, that were bringing people in on the front end, people were leaving them on the back end because there was no systems, no structure, no duplication. Some had become slaves to chasing volume so they could requalify for all of their bonuses. And so I started to see that there were patterns, right? Patterns in what they wanted and what motivated them to be in network marketing, and also patterns in terms of, or consistencies in terms of, where they were stuck. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, I thought there might be an opportunity here. I might, because of help, and by this stage, so I did that for a little bit. By this stage, I'd helped a lot of people. And I started to look at leaders, people that were doing well, doing network marketing online. And I thought, if I can find a leader and sign up directly under them, then I'm probably going to have a pretty good chance at figuring this out. But before I did discover that leaders actually did things a little bit different. They weren't doing what they were telling their downlines to do. They weren't prospecting family and friends. They weren't making a list of 100 names. They had multiple streams of income. They were earning income whether people signed up with them or not. They were building their own brand. They weren't branding the company or the products. And they had strong followings. And so that's what I thought was the answer. I wanted to do that. And so I found the leader, top 3 recruiter in their company, and I thought, okay, I'm going to sign up directly under them. I didn't ask many questions, just signed up, and I thought, okay, maybe through affiliation I might be able to get some success. But to my surprise, that wasn't the case. I discovered that there wasn't really a system there that was sort of more focused on building their brand. And once again, I was stuck. I was frustrated, but I felt again, that fire hadn't left me, and I thought, now it's not only just about me, but there's so many people that I'm talking to, that I'm hearing, that are stuck and frustrated. I thought there might be an opportunity, and by this stage in this community, I started to work with a gal by the name of Brandy, and she had been quite successful inside of this community. She had made a six-figure income. She earned six figures working with what she'd been learning. She had a list of over 14,000 people that she had acquired through marketing online. And I thought, okay, maybe she can help me with some stuff and I can help her with some mindset. And we got working together, just masterminding, and we had a good fit. And I think it was more through divine revelation, because I am, a Christian. I do wait on God for direction. I felt this movement to reach out and say, hey, maybe we should do more together. And so I offered to sign up under her in her team. And then what I wanted to do was go ahead and build a system, which is what I felt was missing for the people I've been coaching. Because even though people were learning how to brand themselves online, how to build a cover page and all these things, they still didn't know how to connect with people, how to invite properly, how to lead people through conversation. I also discovered that knowing a lot of these things was not enough. People knew a lot, but they weren't taking action because there were paradigms that were holding them back. And so they needed to transform these paradigms. So I felt the system needed transformation, and people needed to know what to do every step of the way. And so I started to, again, just wait for direction in my spirit. And I got a little journal, started taking notes. I know the philosophy that I wanted. I know that there was specific methodologies and tactics. And I started researching, and I just kept on taking notes until I had everything I needed, and the day was ready for me to start building. So I reverse engineered the process, and I went on to create a system, not just for transformation, but also for duplication. So people were, transforming their beliefs so they could see themselves as somebody that could succeed, and taking the action they needed to be able to invite and have people in the teams do exactly the same thing. And I have to say that for me, it was an interesting journey, but this system that I created, for me, it's more than a system. It really is a mission. And it's a mission because I've seen so many people and coached so many people who have tried and who have failed, and I just wanted to give them success. And so it is a mission. And I have to say that I created a club called Club 120 Networker because I wanted to help people build a business in 2 hours a day, which is going against the grain, right? And so this is why we are not a typical team. We're not a typical MLM. We are a little bit unconventional in what we do. We don't prospect family and friends. We don't make lists of 100 names. And we build global businesses just working 2 hours a day with a proven structured process that people can follow step by step online through a private exclusive online platform that I've created for the team and for the people that partner with us. And as a result of that, I've set a mission that in the next 5 years, by 2023, I want to help 10,000 network marketers achieve a six-figure income. And that's not necessarily me directly with one, but with the team that I'm building. And so right now, I'm opening the doors to 100 people. We want to help 100 people join us to go and do that. But there is a time benefit here, because the quicker that people come in, those that come in first, I'm going to place strategically in the team, and I'm going to help build under them. So I'm going to be putting people under them and help them get going, because I think it's important to get a little bit of help, getting started with the system. And so if you like what you're hearing here and you want to know exactly what this system looks like, I'm going to invite you to click on the link below to apply. Like, joining our team is absolutely through application only, because we are very selective. We're looking for A-player marketers, people that are not scared to do stuff online, people that are looking to build a big business using online strategies only without going to family and friends. They will come to you down the track. And you're willing to get to work, right? And you want to partner with myself and my team. So if that's you, I'm going to invite you to click on the apply button, fill out the form, and we're going to evaluate that. And if we think that we're a good fit, either myself or someone in my team is going to reach out to you to have a conversation and help you get positioned in our team strategically to help you start growing your business online and have maybe everything that you wanted to, that you may not have been able to achieve so far. So go ahead and click on the button below, and let's get connected, and let's see if we can help you partner with us and be part of Club 120 Networker and help us fulfill this mission. All right, so go ahead and click the button now.